Welcome to Timeless Conversations, a channel where we talk about life and adulting
The ups
the downs,
and everything in between. My name is Sharon.
My name is Robinah.
And my name is Aisha. Today we want to talk about love languages. Yeah? Now, a famous author and marriage counselor wrote a book about love languages. And he explains that these are, things that we do to make better our relationships. Like he lists them as very important in relationship building and conflict resolution. So when you get to know your partner's love language, or also for self-reflection, understanding yourself makes you easier to be loved in a way that you would want to be. So he says these love languages are supposed to make our love life, with a bigger spark. Yeah. So we thought as Timeless Conversations, we would, discuss them and see if that's what you think they are. And also, if you have encountered them, we refresh, our minds about what they are. And if you don't worry, we got you.
Yeah.
We are here to tell you what they are.
Yeah.
So you can, pick the cues and move with the flow, yeah? Ladies, what are the 5 love languages by Gary Chapman?
One of the 5 love languages, one of them is on quality time. And what it means is, if as a person, to you, how you like to be loved or how love should be expressed to you is if maybe your significant other gives you undivided attention, not these things of, you're talking and you're like, oh, really, that happened? What? But you want the person to be like, engaged, like, no way. Like, serious, like, give me some sound effects.
I know.
Get some sound effects and things like that. So yeah, quality time. Yeah, that's one of the love languages. So you like to spend time with your person, go for walks, go on dates, these kinds of things.
That's nice. Another love language is physical touch. And here,
That's one.
I know. Here, I see some man snapping his fingers.
Producer, tell us.
Kajambo. Physical touch, of course, involves sex, but not only that.
It's not limited to that, people.
But is when someone feels loved when they are engaged physically with their significant other. By the way, it's not only significant other. Could be a friend, could be your child, it could be anyone. But it's how someone wants to be loved by physically engaging with you. For example, cuddles on the couch, holding hands, taking walks while you're like...
Yeah, bazungu.
Clearly, it's
like
not your love language.
Being patted on the back, those nice things. But when you're physically engaging with someone, hugs, warm, long hugs and stuff like that.
Massage his head while he's driving the car.
Those are the things they like.
Not all.
Not all, of course.
Any form of physical touch.
Any physical touch person would love a massage on their head when they're driving. For men.
The smack.
The smack on the bum, you're in the kitchen cooking, those things. But you need to know your person and be sure that this is their love language.
I think another form of love language that I greatly identify with is words of affirmation. The reassurance, the reminders, the compliments, the nice thank yous, and all of that. I think they go a long way, especially for people that love to be emotionally tickled. You know, people that require a lot of would I say affirmation?
Reassurance. Like, I need
Yes.
to
Like
know
it
you
is
love me.
well.
Like, tell me
Yeah.
every day.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I still love you. You know, I love you.
Yes.
Aw.
Of like, have I gone to a salon, done my nice hair? I need you to see that and actually say it and tell me that, oh, I think I love that new hairstyle. Have I done well somewhere? You remind me and say, oh, honey, that was really nice of you. I want to be told every now and again, you know, people love the I love yous, the thank you. By the way, that thing that you did right there, thank you so much. It means a lot. The posting, post me.
Hey, the
Yes.
posting falls there.
Yes,
Actually,
the
yes.
posting, like putting back a
Show me
billboard,
off, eh?
show me off. Yeah, all those nice words, they fall under words of affirmation.
You know, you said Kutimbaku billboard.
Literally. Some
There's
people
a
take it a
literal
notch.
example. You know, there's this trend of late, birthdays, anniversaries, whereby people go and post, I love you, Sharon. You know those huge billboards?
Yes.
There's one as we're heading home, and I think there's a couple celebrating their 20th anniversary.
I think I know that
Like,
one.
happy 20th anniversary. So I think to be able to do that, don't do it if it is just you. That it's really good to be able to understand if it's both of you that are okay with being plastered on the billboard,
By the way.
or if it's just you. Otherwise, you might be there excited. Oh my gosh, we're all up there on the billboard, and your partner is cringing on the inside. Like, when is this payment expiring? So that
They take it
this
down.
thing goes down. So that's why it's important to know your partner's love language.
Absolutely.
Another love language is gifts, and this one is really for people who love to receive gifts. I know the misconception is that, oh, everyone loves to receive gifts and things like that, but there are those people whereby to them their biggest expression of love is, you know, constantly buying them flowers, sending them breakfast at work, essentially like those things that, you know, I'm buying you something, and, you know, I think it makes them feel like I was thinking about you, you know, when I got these. And the gifts have got to be thoughtful for them to actually have meaning. So don't just buy things, you know, without really putting some thought into them. Don't buy flowers if the person doesn't like flowers. You get? Because when you do that, then it takes away the whole meaning of I love gifts, and that's why you're buying them for me. So yes, buy the person gifts, but let it be thoughtful in that the person will also actually love the gifts that you bought for them.
Right.
It's not always about it is the thought that counts. No.
True.
Even those things of just giving someone socks and handkerchiefs.
You remind me of Santa exchanges.
Because-
Oh,
The way I hate
yo,
those
like
Santa
that's-
things, banana. You're giving someone a gift, a very thoughtful gift, and then for you receive soap and some ugly looking mug. People just don't put thoughtfulness in gifting, especially Ugandans. I think we haven't really grasped that concept of gifting. Honestly,
I think Ugandans are better gifters.
Kenyans,
Let's not even go to that.
And then the last love language is acts of service. I have met an acts of service person, and I was able to understand what acts of service is. So here, these people love to be loved by doing for them things. Of, if I live in this house with you, and I wake up in the morning, the house is sparkling. Like you have cleaned it up, you've organized everything is where it's supposed to be. That makes them feel so loved. Then, like, my tire has broken down. I'm in the middle of probably a trip, and then you send help, or you jump on, you know, superhero mode and
Come to the rescue.
You do the dishes. I was meant to do the dishes, and I come and the dishes are done. You do things for them. You hold things for them. Like, we're from shopping. I have all these bags, and then lift
Mama
the weight
should
off
carry
of
the
me,
bag.
right? So that's acts of service. Someone feeling loved when you do things for them. Yeah. Like I have to babysit, but then you take that load off of me. You take the kids away, and I have my me time
Oh,
and stuff like
Wow.
that.
nothing beats
Like,
sincerely.
yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
I think that one is the best.
Is the best, but is it yours?
Is it your best?
Like I said, I would really want to know if you guys have encountered all these. Have you read the book, or have you in any way gotten to know about love languages, and have you identified any that you really, really think it relates to you?
Of course.
Which one is your love language?
Words of affirmation.
Oh,
It's words of affirmation. Okay. I used to think it's gifts, but then I've received gifts before and I felt like they were meaningless. But my son, okay, Aisha doesn't believe that children have languages, but my son has, okay, there are things that I do to him, or like the way I affirm him. I'm always saying, I'm proud of you, you can do this and stuff like that. So he has thrown them back at me occasionally. And
your heart melts, eh?
not just heart. Like it works, honestly. I feel so empowered. I feel so energized. I feel like I can actually do this. You get? Like there are things I've done to him and he has thrown back at me. Because his love language is not words of affirmation, but I affirm him anyway. So when he throws them back at me, there's a way I feel loved. I feel like ontegeda. Akana gwe ontegeda. Like you understand me, my child. Yeah.
I think that my son would be, Mommy, you're the best.
Oh.
Like because now, like today morning, apparently I helped him out like a new channel that he loves, that I also like add on those that I like. Yes, but he thinks I'm putting for him. Yay. So I put another. It's like, you're putting another one. Yay, Mommy, you're the best.
And
like
he quote you.
What? He likes throwing around, Mommy, you're the best.
Just to...
anyway, yeah. But I think for him it's a thing of, yes, like, Mommy, you're the best and all that, which is sweet anyway. But I think for me, my primary love language is acts of service. So when Robinah was
when I was telling the things, you were just ticking.
It's like, yeah, tick. Yeah. So for me, it's acts of service. Like, I think feeling like I'm not alone in this. Like, we can do this together. Like, I got you. Then you have me.
Isn't that words of
affirmation?
No. Like, it's more of, I don't have to struggle with the load alone. Like you mentioned, like, oh, you're tired, you rest, let me take care of the boy, things like that. But yes, words of affirmation is also like my secondary, love language. So they like go hand in hand. Like, do those nice things for me, and then tell me how,
you love me.
Oh,
Aisha, what is yours?
I know, right?
Guys, to be honest, I think I haven't found out what my primary love language is, because it feels like we have had so many of all of them. You hear me? Of like, now I can't particularly say that it's this one, because tell me why. I would say gifting, because my husband loves giving gifts. Oh, like for him.
And you love receiving gifts.
Yes, I do, but that's why I'm saying that I am not sure if it's the primary one. Yeah, because I think for him it's natural. Of like, for him, yes, he will gift you, but if it's getting Christmas gifts, he will write cards to all of the people that are in the house, like my sisters, and then I would say maybe when you get a hijab for Eid, and then he gets you a hijab and then also gets like every other person. Yeah. So I'm not sure if it is really gifting or it's just
It
my
could be
husband's
his-
way.
Yes.
Of
his-
showing love.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, but now when we talk about it, I feel like maybe it's acts of service. But also I can't place that it's acts of service because it has made me dumb. You know, like let me explain why. I almost don't have to use my brain when I am with that man because like he will take full charge. So I still I can't say it's acts of service.
You could say it is if you can,
Because he will fix the car,
pinpoint
he will take
how
the
it
kids.
makes you feel.
But how does that make you feel?
Comparing gifts and the things that he
But
does.
okay, now let me just be honest. I think it's physical touch. Of like,
A whole new
you
one.
guys, the reason why I say physical touch, eh? Me, if I have problems, eh? I just want to cuddle. Like, me, even when I you know, like, I drop him at the airport, I just want to hug. Like, that's the last thing I want to do. I don't want anything. I don't want, you know, these things of the man is going, so he should leave you bundles of money, you know? Me, I just be thinking how maybe I'll give him a hug and, you know, like, maybe too. Eh? So I'm thinking maybe
I think that's it.
it.
Yeah.
But you see, I feel like all the love languages apply to us. It's just the ranking. Because even when you do the test,
Yes.
there's number 1, 2, 3 up to 5 usually. But the primary one is the one that makes you feel the mushy thing.
But now even
And
the
sometimes-
gifting gives you the mushy.
Auntie, maybe it's number 2.
Because sometimes when after the quiz you find that there's really like no distinguished, you know, like best among all of them. Like they're all, you know,
Kind of
but
interrelated
then you'll
somehow.
find one whereby to you like not at all. You get it? Eh?
Oh, I should take the quiz.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
I think I should.
Yeah, you should.
Otherwise, I'll always be second guessing why it's this one or this one. Although I feel like the physical touch bit,
Does it
I
for
want
you?
to be hugged. I want to, you know, hold my hand, which is so rare.
But now he knows,
That's sweet.
right?
That's not in a way of selling him, but
Yeah.
I think that's my love language.
Because he loves you in other ways, which also make you happy.
Yes. Now I have a question. Do you think the same way I think that maybe they evolve over time, that love languages, you know, as your relationship grows, maybe there's a shift, or as you grow yourself from how we were back then? Because honestly, I feel like over time things could change.
It does change.
Is it just me?
It does change. I feel like it evolves a lot. Because even me back then, when you say love languages, especially when I read the book, I would just say gifts without even blinking. But I realized, I was just being materialistic then. I just want a gift. It's a nice thing to get a gift. But is that how you really feel loved? Like, I don't think it is. So for me, it has evolved. Those days I would say gifts, bitchy, but now it's words of affirmation. I think it does something more than what gifts do. Yeah.
I agree. I think as we evolve, as we grow, as our circumstances change, then, you know, it also causes our love languages to change. And I guess it's really like a stereotype, the whole gift thing.
How so?
Because I feel like just like you, like gifts would move me, but right now, if I get a gift, I'll definitely be happy. Yeah. But also, if I don't get the gift, then it's not a deal breaker. You get?
Yeah.
So how I react to it now is not the same as how I would have reacted to it back then. So that's why I say that, as I have grown, as I have, you know, matured,
depending on the school you
you
went
know,
to.
I have changed in that area, and now, like, what I feel is my priority right now. When I was younger, I mean, I didn't really care much about acts of service.
I know.
Probably because, should I say, I expected it, like from my parents, if I may.
Or from
But
siblings.
yes, or from my
around you.
siblings. But now it's one of those things that, yeah, like I said, yeah.
Acts of service.
Now, for me, the reason why I feel like I've evolved from the gifting bit is, you know, maybe that time it was the exciting thing. Like, you get gifted, you post, or your friends see, and they wow you and
Affirmation.
yes. Which, I mean, lately I feel like if I get a gift, well, nice and good. If I don't, just like you say,
It's okay.
it's okay. Life moves on, and it's not a big deal. And I realized that as we grow older, certain things stop being luxury, but rather a necessity. Like as an adult, the world weighs you down, and you really need someone to affirm you in your decisions. You know, maybe give you a safe space to cry, or you know, just say, "You go, girl. Like, you got this." And to me, I think that's the reason why I've evolved in this whole love languages thing. And then the acts of service, I realized that I am now in my feminine era. You guys, I'm no longer strong and independent.
Who wants to be strong and
That
independent?
strength, I left it there. I want my husband to take full charge. That's why I was telling you guys that I feel like I'm Damba right now. Because the other day, tell me why. The car almost broke down. The dashboard just got all these engine lights. I parked the car and started calling someone who was not even in the country. Like, at the back of my mind, I know he's not going to do anything. But I'm like, maybe he has a better solution.
Yeah.
Maybe he will call the mechanic faster than I will. You get it?
Imagine.
So, yes. So I feel I've evolved that much. But also because, I mean, there is a reason to do change.
You know, someone who is guilty of that. Or like, the car is making a certain funny sound.
And then he will ask you, tell me, how is it? What sound is coming? It's like,
Where is it coming from? You don't
you
even
don't know.
Then the next day, okay, the mechanic is coming to
And then he comes and says, actually, there's no problem. She forgot to add water.
Oh, God.
So I feel like these things change over time.
They do.
Depending on the person that you have at that time. You know, you guys, me, when I was growing up, I think I rarely received gifts. But, you know, I realized that also these love languages are really groomed. How you're brought up is most likely how you start to experience love and affection. And what do you guys think?
Really? Okay, for me, I feel like, taking an example of my son, I'm not a physical touch person a lot. But for him, that is definitely his love language. My son loves to be carried. He loves to give hugs. He loves to just be around you, cuddle. He loves to, and yet for me, it's quite the opposite. Actually, everyone in my house, I think, is the opposite.
They all feel touched out.
I know, but we have allowed, because we know that is him. He's always jumping on you. He's always, like, he just wants you to be carried. So I don't know if, because for me, like, touchy.
Yours in any way been informed by?
Mine, I don't know. I really don't know, but I think it's because of the seasons. Yeah, more of seasons than upbringing, or background, because and self-awareness of how it makes me feel. Does physical touch irks me, but words of affirmation make me feel good, make me feel positive feelings, you get. So for me, I think it's more of that than Yeah.
Sharon?
I mean, I would say it's both, really, because like you said, you love physical touch, and it's, being informed by how, your grandmother expressed all this to you, and who knows how your son is going to evolve as he grows
Right.
based on, how you are showing him love despite, without really following what he loves, or, physical touch and all that. So I think they both, play a critical role, upbringing, and then also like the seasons in our lives, really, like you've said. Yeah, as the seasons, come and go, even what we feel is important and essential at that time also, changes with the seasons. Yeah.
I agree. You talked of seasons and reminded me, I think my whole gifting experience changed when I gave birth. Of like, there was a certain time all I ever needed was help with the kids. You know? Like, I don't want to be given gifts. Take away the kids so I can rest. You know?
Yeah.
Acts of service.
Yes. Ensure that, I have had enough rest. I have, like, the kids are not crying. And then, surprisingly, there were gifts, but they were never that sentimental to me in that period. So I guess it's seasons. Of now, like right now, I just want to be told, you've done a good job. The words of affirmation thing, because now the whole era of kids when they were in their infancy stage has now drifted away.
Yes.
Now it's about the things that I'm passionate about, my career, my volunteerism, my feminism work, these are the things, all the things that I'm getting myself into. I just want a reaffirmation that, you're doing a good job, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
So I guess for me in this season right now, I would say it's the words of affirmation that is working.
So I guess by that we need to learn our people.
Yeah.
Like, you really need to pay attention, or even us, you expressly communicate. In this season, this is what I will need. This is how I would like to be loved. But also it's you paying attention to how you're showing love. How is it making that person feel? For example, your significant other, if you give them gifts, does it like excite them? Does it make them, is it sentimental to them? Is it, okay, they will appreciate it, but probably they'll move on from it very fast.
Exactly.
So you need to like pay attention to the people around you and know how to love them better, especially in that particular season, because as we've learned, the seasons kind of influence our love languages. Yeah, because I know someone whose primary love language in this season is acts of service. And Vambi, her husband, has gone overboard and done acts of service. He's out of the country, but he has made sure she's well taken care of.
Overcompensation.
No, but that's her love language.
Yeah.
And for her, she has communicated it. Of it's
mean,
okay to send me flowers and gifts, but this is what like, this is how I will feel loved.
So that I don't feel maybe the gap. and
Yes.
things like that. So
But
the
for me, I'm
season.
different. I feel like when you communicate, it erodes away the concept of initiation.
Well,
You see, if I tell you that I would love this gift, you get me, eh? I
But
feel
it's
like
also okay to say that.
I think
okay,
that-
personally, maybe it's
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
But for me, if I have to remind, I just need active listening and
That's
you
the
being able
thing.
to read my personality. Because if I have to talk about something that, in this moment, like, do you want a reminder that I need to be gifted on such days?
Not a reminder per se, but you can give them your gift wish list. They can pick
Which I
from
find quite
that.
hard for someone who is
Yeah.
your significant other. For friends, I understand, because maybe they don't know that this is my area of interest in this season. Yeah, but for my partner, which I also find
It's
unrealistic.
important
That is
to communicate.
I think so
Yeah,
too.
I mean, when you leave things
To the
to be
to the
imagination,
blurry.
imagination,
they
yes.
will give you a gift that you absolutely hate.
Leave alone. I mean, it's
Which
not
I
even about the
appreciate.
type of gift, but really, if you feel like he's not loving you the way you want him to love you, then you're better telling him that, of course, in those moments, not at the moment when he has brought
the
you a
gift.
nice gift, you're like, well, I like the gift, but it's not my love language.
Oh my God.
Of course, like, don't like in that way, but
Yes.
like in those moments when you're having, a nice quiet conversation, like, well, by the way, because I'm not such a big fan of flowers, and I had to tell my husband at some point. I mean, I love flowers once in a while, but you'll not see me receiving flowers at my workplace on my birthday or my anniversary or anything like that, because he eventually, learned that for me, flowers, it's not really my thing. So expressing that so that, your partner is not hitting me, say, like for him, he's thinking like, yeah,
when I get this baby flower,
She will be
everything is okay,
head over
nice
heels.
and sorted.
and yet for you, all you want is to be cuddled and be given a big hug. You see, so in those moments of, like your quiet time, you're having, your nice me time with your person, you share these things. You're like, hey, I would actually prefer if you did this. You don't have to say, I don't like it when you do this. Like I would prefer if we spent more time together, went on dates together, and things like that. Yeah.
I think I get you guys now, and I think it's very important to have clear communication.
Yes.
Very, very
So
important.
you could bring it in a nice way of maybe doing a couple's quiz
Right.
together.
Right.
Yeah. Like these love
Even the
language
test.
quizzes
Yes,
and the test, then you do the results.
So
yeah.
you know both ends, your partner's love language and then yours. In the event of telling your partner your love language, you just re-emphasize exactly how you would want to be loved.
Yes.
And I think it takes away a lot of conflicts, really.
It does. It does.
Because when you understand how you know, by the way, I realized that in marriage, conflicts are different. You're not going to do silent treatment forever.
You have to deal with the things.
You have to speak up and stuff. So I'm thinking it's a nice way. If someone knows your love language, they will, after the apology must be given. After the apology, you place in there the other person's love language. It's a good way of rekindling relationships and making sure that the fire keeps burning. Because as we go along, I mean, you're not the only one who sees that your wife is pretty. You're not the only one who, I mean, men are out there. Even your man sees other girls that are also there. They are available and they can do what you're doing. But if you also want to put in as much effort, you also reciprocate. Because honestly, it's exhausting to be the one who is always giving and giving and giving and giving and getting nothing in return.
Especially getting it back in return how you would want to receive it.
Yes.
But like you said, it solves a lot of conflicts of sometimes the person is just blindly gifting you. If you do not communicate, like now, imagine you hadn't told him flowers are really not my thing. He would be
even up to
sending
now.
flowers, sending flowers. You get
on my
them,
birthday, flowers on
and you're trashing them. Okay, you appreciate, pretend, but you're not really happy. You're not really feeling the feelings
like
that
once in a
the
while,
gift is supposed
but
to
not
give.
when it's like the constant way of expressing love to me. Then you're hitting me.
Yes. So I think that it really clears the air first of all, and then it helps you to love each other better. So that there are even no conflicts if possible, because now he knows exactly what to do. You will not feel a certain way if he like leaves you with leaves you with your son all the time and doesn't help out at all and stuff like that. So it really does help with conflict resolution.
And I feel like in the bid of knowing your partner's love language, like be intentional about it, because I know that so many people think that their love language is also their partner's love language. Yeah,
Such a misconception.
which is such, yes, and you will definitely have a miss there, because if my love language is words of affirmation and I'm doing the same for my husband whose love language is totally different, probably gifts, you know, and then he's there wondering like, what's wrong with this woman? I would want to be.
It doesn't hurt though to give them back your love language, but
But
couple
it's-
it with theirs.
Primarily, it would be
Yes.
nice for you to focus on them
Yes.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that way it erodes this confusion that would be there of like, now you're spending a lot of money buying a gift that is unwanted,
Right?
yeah, or you're people with words of affirmation, the posting thing, you're there posting a man who wants to be private.
Right?
You get it, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're there pretending to do acts of service. Kumbe, this person thinks it's an obligation.
I know.
Thinking
Like
he's appreciating
is
the
it
man
not
is
what
not
you're supposed to do?
appreciative. Yeah. You're there saying, Kale, I wake up and make breakfast and lunch for this man. I make sure he has a lunch box for his office.
Yeah.
Kumbe, he thinks you're supposed to
your-
do it. It's your duty as a wife. You're saying, Kale, I do all these things, but the man is unappreciative. For him, he has not read the cue.
Yeah.
But ladies, you know, there is this narrative that love languages are designed purposely for women.
No.
Because
How? It's
our
designed for
producer
all
here
of us.
says that his love language is peace. So where does
Right?
peace fall?
That one wasn't catered for.
So I would like to hear from you guys in the comment section. Is
Yes.
it true that love languages are discriminative in gender?
It is not.
No,
I would love to hear from you. What is your love language? Have you figured out your partner's love language? Because even our children actually have love
They
languages.
do. They
So
do.
it's important, yeah?
yes.
We really, really hope that you loved this episode as much as we did. And, you know, let's keep engaging. Please tell your friend about Timeless Conversations. We are having fun here. We are growing, yeah?
Yes, we are.
Please like, share, comment. Also, if you haven't clicked on the notification bell, please do so you can be able to get notifications about our next upload, yeah? It was nice having you. And if you want to know what your love language is or your partner's love language, you could actually do it jointly. Yeah, we're going to share a link so we can come in from an informed point of view. Yes? The link is going to be attached here in the video, all right? So please let us know in the comment section if this has been helpful. This video was shot and produced by HD Media. Until next time, bye.
Bye.